Hello everyone, and welcome to this session, Tips for Optimizing Your Sponsored Ads Campaigns. My name is Sean Cooley, and I'm a marketing specialist here at Amazon Ads. Over the last 4 years of my career, I've been working directly with sellers and vendors to help get their advertising strategy off the ground and allow them to focus on all of the other aspects that go into running their businesses. Today, we will walk through the most important tools and features when it comes to optimizing your campaigns, as well as how you should be thinking about each of them. During the session, I want to invite everyone to participate by asking your questions via the chat functionality. We'll take some time after the session to answer your questions live for the entire audience. So let's go ahead and get started with our session. I want to start our conversation today around defining your goals. With Amazon Ads in general and sponsored products campaigns specifically, it's important to define your goals early. Each campaign you create should have a specific goal and strategy associated with it. Not only will this help you set the campaign up for success, but it will also help you know what optimization actions to take based on your results. As you can see on screen, here are a few common goals that we see advertisers looking to accomplish with their campaigns. You could possibly be looking to increase your overall brand visibility, generate traffic to a specific ASIN's detail page, help drive sales of a newly launched ASIN, or accelerate sales of underperforming ASINs to clear inventory. I now want to go over some common goals that you might be trying to achieve. For the rest of this session, keep these in mind and how you can use the features and tools that we mention to fine-tune your campaigns to help achieve these goals. You may be looking to protect your brand equity and increase loyalty with your existing customers, or to expand in a different category or country. You may also be looking to amplify your reach and have your brand connect or engage with more shoppers in Amazon's store. You may be supporting a product launch with your advertising, driving visibility for your new product, or trying to cross-sell when shoppers see one of your products to give more visibility to your entire portfolio. And finally, you can be using advertising to help boost your deals and coupons so that they get traction, or simply to learn about the performance of specific products or creatives. When creating a campaign, you'll have defined your main objective, and that can help you choose your targeting method. So let's go ahead and look at some examples of this. Now, let's imagine that you've created a campaign, you've clearly identified the campaign's goals, and set it up based on a goal and strategy. It's been running for approximately 2 weeks, and now you're wondering what steps you can take to refine the campaign and help improve its performance. We're going to break down campaign optimization into 3 main sections. First is campaign structure. Sponsored ads have a hierarchy that is important to understand. Each level has different features and tools available that can help you optimize your campaigns more efficiently. Then, bidding and budgeting. Your bids and budgets are one of your best tools to help you optimize your campaigns and targets. We'll explore some scenarios and give you some best practices on how to optimize these. And then targeting. We'll explore how to optimize your targets and how to think strategically about what type of targeting you're using based on your goals. Now, let's go ahead and begin with a campaign management overview. On screen right now is the hierarchy of sponsored ads. We'll go into a bit more depth on these elements, but I want to start by looking at them as a whole. As you can see, the top level is portfolios. These can help streamline reporting and organize or simplify your budgets. The next level underneath portfolios is campaigns. Campaigns are the bread and butter of sponsored ads and where you can choose your budget as well as other options to help your campaign succeed. Underneath campaigns are ad groups. I want to point out that not all campaigns have ad groups, but we will be focusing on sponsored products, which requires that you create at least 1 ad group per campaign. Ad groups are essentially folders within your campaigns used to organize your promoted ASINs and then their corresponding targets. Used together, these 3 levels can help you refine your advertising strategy and make optimization more simple and help make them more effective. So as promised, let's take a deeper look into each of the levels of the sponsored ads hierarchy and what optimization features you have available at each of them. Let's first start at the top of the hierarchy and look at portfolios. Portfolios can simplify your day-to-day campaign management and help optimize your targeting in multiple ways. They're great for multi-brand management. For that, simply group your campaigns by brand, business line, or season to reflect your marketing needs. They can help you set budget caps. We'll cover this in a bit more detail shortly, but this is a key benefit of portfolios, as you can define a date range or recurring monthly budget cap and ensure your campaign spends don't exceed that. They can also help you track performance. Simply review portfolio performance and create reports for campaigns by portfolio to easily track how they're doing. Finally, portfolios allow for streamlined billing. Simplified billing details are broken down by aggregated portfolio spend in each billing cycle. I mentioned budget caps and how portfolios can be used to accomplish this. With portfolios, there are 3 budget limit options available. By default, the portfolio budget is set to no budget limit. This adjustment allows portfolio campaigns to continue spending until they have used individual campaign budgets. Periodic monthly budget limit is an option which allows you to set a periodic monthly budget for that portfolio. This will be restored on the first day of each month. You can also set a budget limit by date range. This lets you select a specific date range for your budget limit. At the end of the date range, if the campaigns aren't running, you can extend the end date to continue publishing. One thing I want to note is that portfolio level budget limits overwrite your campaign level limits. So, if a portfolio budget is depleted, all campaigns associated with it will be paused, even those that might have budget remaining. To help you maximize spending without exceeding the budget limit, we recommend setting a higher budget for better performing campaigns than for the portfolio budget. Also, if you've reached the budget limit of the portfolio and want to restart your campaigns, you can increase the total budget and date range or eliminate the budget limit. Now, let's take a moment to look at campaign level features. Remember how I mentioned that each campaign should have a goal and strategy? This is because the campaign level has the most robust set of additional features available to help you optimize. First, the campaign level is where you will set your budget. Being able to allocate a specific amount of budget to each strategy based on performance will help make sure you're putting your advertising budget where it's most likely to convert. Next, you have access to placement level bid adjustments at the campaign level. These can help you refine what placements you want to be most competitive for. You can even see the metrics on how your campaigns perform in each placement to help inform your adjustments. Lastly, you have access to the dynamic bidding strategy. This feature allows you to let Amazon either raise and lower or only lower your bid based on likelihood of conversion. This can be changed at any time and is a great feature to help you bid more competitively or double down to try to get more impressions, clicks, and hopefully sales. We will be covering each of those in more depth within our bids and budgets section. For the campaign structure, let's touch on ad groups. Again, the best way to think about ad groups is as organizational folders that let you choose what promoted ASINs and targets you want to use together. You can use these to separate out things like product variations or different keywords or ASIN targeting strategies. So here are our top tips for ad groups. Assign an ad group name that is descriptive and meaningful to you. Ad group names must be unique within a campaign, but you can use the same ad group name in different campaigns. Your ad group name will only be used for display purposes in the campaign manager and will not be visible to shoppers. Then, select the products from your inventory to include in your ad group. Each of the products that you select may be displayed as an ad. When creating an ad group with manual targeting, we recommend you add as many similar products to the ad group as you can. More products in your ad group increases the likelihood of receiving ad impressions because the products share the same keywords in your ad group. Then, keyword and product targeting, as well as bids, apply to all of the products within an ad group. So we recommend choosing products that are closely related to each other. Before we move on to bids and budgets, I want to provide a quick example of how you can think about campaign structure and its impact on your advertising performance. For this example, let's say that our advertisers are a brand called Kitchen Smart, and they have two different categories that they sell on Amazon. One is a line of cookware that comes in multiple different types and materials, and the other is a line of high-end cutlery. These two products may seem related, but when advertising, being as specific as possible is crucial. Kitchen Smart decided to set up two portfolios, one for each product line. This allows them to set a total budget for all campaigns related to each type of product. They then create an automatic campaign and manual campaign within each of the portfolios. Within each campaign, they utilize the ad group feature to split the products up even more. Some of their groupings for the cookware line included skillets, saucepans, and stock pots. They keep running an automatic campaign to always have a way to source new traffic and find new keywords to help them drive more sales. By separating all their campaigns in this manner, they're able to identify what keywords should be moved from automatic to manual targeting for each of their product lines. The organization of their campaigns into clear groups helps them streamline the optimization process and saves them time. I want to start this section about bids and budgets by talking about why it's important to optimize your budget. First, to help ensure visibility, you don't want to go out of budget, because then your ads won't have the chance to display to shoppers. On the flip side, you don't want to overspend on campaigns that are not meeting your goals. So it's important to monitor your performance closely to be able to optimize your spend and overall performance. The cadence that we recommend is to do a review at least every 2 weeks. As I'm sure you know, it's important to find a balance when adjusting your budget in order to achieve results, but not overspend on your campaigns. Did you know that advertisers who tested increasing their sponsored products' daily budget for the first time saw on average an 11.8% sales increase the next month compared to those who did not? So let's go ahead and take a look at some scenarios that you can use to help find that balance. Once we understand how much we are spending on each of the campaigns and have the entire picture of how each campaign is performing, let's review what you should do in the different scenarios that you might face in terms of budget spend. The first scenario is that you're spending all of your budget and seeing conversions. Let's cover some of the actions that you might want to take. Consider increasing budget on the campaign to potentially drive even more sales. And if you're hesitant about increasing the budget or bids for this campaign, you can also consider reallocating budget from campaigns of yours that aren't performing as well or aren't spending at all. For the second scenario, maybe you're spending all of your budget and not seeing any conversions. How can you help to change this? Try reducing your budget for the particular campaign and reallocating it to a converting campaign or campaigns, as I mentioned in that first scenario. Now, what should you do if you're not spending your whole budget, but you are seeing those conversions? We recommend maintaining your budget for the time being, since it's not running out yet. But keep a close eye on it to see if you do start spending your whole budget and should consider increasing it. In the last scenario, you're not spending your whole budget and also not seeing conversions. For this, we recommend taking one of the approaches in the second scenario. Reduce your budget and reallocate to a high-performing campaign or campaigns so that you can help get more out of them. So we see questions like this a lot and want to give you some guidance on how to think about optimizing your bids. We'll look now at examples of how to optimize your bids at the targeting level based on the results you're getting, the cost per click versus the bid, and suggested bids, if any. If the cost per click is equal or close to the bid, it means other advertisers might be bidding similarly as you or maybe higher. So you may be missing out on impressions. If your targeting method, your keyword, category, or ASIN is having very low impressions and converting, it's likely that your bid is low with respect to the benchmark. Try increasing your bid, checking the suggested bid to understand the bid range. If your targeting method is getting impressions and converting well, again, try increasing your bid, checking the suggested bid to understand the bid range. You can try setting a bid that's close to the highest end of the range, but never bid more than you're willing to pay for a click. If your targeting method isn't converting or has a high ACoS or low ROAS, it could mean that your targeting isn't relevant for your ad. We suggest either lowering the bid or pausing the targeting. Now, if the cost per click is lower than the bid, this means that other advertisers are bidding lower. It might not be necessary to increase your bid if the cost per click doesn't increase. If your targeting method is getting impressions and it's converting well, maintain your bid until the cost per click increases. If your targeting method is getting impressions but not converting well, consider decreasing the bid lower than the cost per click or pausing that keyword, ASIN, or category. If it's getting low impressions and converting well, this might be due to low traffic for that targeting method. In this case, consider maintaining the bid until the cost per click increases. Or if it's getting low impressions and not converting well, it could be due to low relevancy of that targeting method. Consider pausing the keyword, ASIN, or category. As a note, there is a correlation between impressions and budget. If your campaign is running out of budget consistently, then you may not be receiving many impressions. If this is the case, you should adjust your budget and see how your campaign performs before making adjustments to your bids. Now, let's move on to dynamic bidding for sponsored products. To help set the stage for this, here's a stat about dynamic bids. Campaigns that use dynamic bids deliver 14% lower ACoS on average than campaigns that use fixed bids, while delivering similar sales. We'll look at how dynamic bids can help make this happen. With dynamic bidding for sponsored products, Amazon will increase or decrease your bids in real time by up to 100% when it's more or less likely to lead to a sale. This feature is only available for sponsored products. Sponsored brands do not have dynamic bidding, and sponsored display dynamic bidding is the default option, so you're not able to choose one or another. You can use the dynamic bidding down-only option when you're running a campaign that isn't yet generating results, and you want to be more conservative until you understand that campaign's performance. You can use dynamic bidding up and down to help increase impressions and conversion opportunities. This can be a good approach to take if your immediate goal is sales and you can afford to have a higher cost per click. In some cases, you could try fixed bids over dynamic bids. So let's say that you're running a campaign and you're not focused on driving immediate sales or having a low ACoS and high ROAS. Your top priority is to help increase your product detail page views. A fixed bid can help you get impressions and clicks and grow those detail page views. Placement control for sponsored products is what I want to discuss next. In addition to setting a bidding strategy, you can differentiate your bids and view performance of your ads by 3 placement groups: top of search first page, product detail page, and rest of search. If you choose to do this, your bids will be increased by the specified amounts when your ads compete to be displayed in those placements. Your base bid will apply to the rest of search placement group. You can enter up to a 900% increase to your base bid. Adjust bids by placement works together with the selected bidding strategy, dynamic down only, dynamic up and down, or fixed, to determine the final bid applied. When it comes to using placement level bid adjustments, it's important to remember that there is no one-size-fits-all solution. In order to use this feature most effectively, you will need to analyze your metrics and make adjustments to each group independently. So let's take a quick look at what I mean. We have 3 scenarios to examine with steps that we recommend. If you have low impressions on top of search first page, but comparatively good click-through and conversion, and not good results in the other placements, Consider increasing your bid for this placement, only to help increase impressions, clicks, and sales opportunities. If it happens the other way around and you have good click-through and conversion on the product detail page and not in top of search, consider increasing your bids for this placement to help maximize your results. Finally, another possible scenario could be having low impressions on top of search first page, but comparatively good click-through rate and conversion, and also good results in product detail pages, though lower than on top of search. Here, consider increasing your bids for both placements to help increase impressions, clicks, and sales opportunities. But allocate more for top of search compared to the product page placement. So let's move on to our targeting options for sponsored ads. When it comes to sponsored ads, you have very unique targeting options that help you reach the most relevant audiences for your brand and products. For the purpose of this presentation, we'll cover the ones available to you when you're using sponsored products. You have 3 ways to target your sponsored ads campaigns depending on which ad type you're using. With sponsored products campaigns, you can leverage automatic or manual targeting. In both cases, you can also use negative targeting to help refine the targeting of each campaign to optimize your results. With automatic targeting, your ad is automatically matched with keywords and products that are similar to the product that you're advertising, based on previous shopping queries and your product information. This will help those of you who are new to online advertising easily and quickly create a campaign, and even if you're a seasoned advertiser, help you understand keyword trends that can have an impact across all of your campaigns. With this targeting, you have different targeting groups that work to help make the connection between your ad and shopping queries. They are close match, loose match, substitutes, and complements. Close match and loose match are keyword-based, while substitutes and complements are product-based. You can adjust the bids for each of these groups individually to help refine the performance of your automatic targeting campaigns. With manual targeting, you are able to manually select what keywords or products you want to target. Take into account that you can only use one targeting type per campaign, in this case, keyword or product. Your match types, in this case, are broad, phrase, and exact. And finally, negative targeting is available for your automatic and manual campaigns. This targeting helps you exclude keywords, products, or brands that you don't want your ads to display for in order to optimize your campaign's performance and spend. This can help you be more strategic to ensure that you're only bidding on opportunities that are highly relevant to your promoted brand. As a note, depending on if you're using automatic or manual campaigns, you'll be able to target negative keywords, products, or both. I want to quickly reiterate how important it is to remember the goal that you have for your campaign, as this will help inform what type of targeting will be the best to help you achieve your business goals. Here are 4 examples of how different targeting methods can support specific business goals. Branded keywords and ASINs, which are keywords that contain the name of the brand or owned ASINs, are suitable if your strategies are things like protect, cross-sell, upsell, or launching a new product. On the other hand, generic keywords or categories, which are keywords that define your products but don't include any brand names, or broader categories that include a wide range of products, can help you increase your reach, promote your products, and expand in a different category. If your goals are focused on increasing reach and promoting your products and brand, you can also use other brands' keywords and ASINs by using specific keywords from other brands that sell similar items to yours or target those specific products. And finally, leverage the automatic targeting for learning purposes. If you're launching a new product, you can also use this option to find new opportunities and gain new insights. As a note, don't mix different targeting strategies within the same campaign and ad group. This is how you ensure alignment between your advertising tactic and your KPI for measurement. For example, consideration tactics can be measured by impressions or click-through rate, but conversion tactics might be measured based on sales. If you're using sponsored products campaigns, don't mix different product categories in one campaign either. The reason for that is to try to avoid confusion when you're interpreting the results. So let's start this section on keywords with a quick review of match types, as these are critical to understanding your manual keyword campaign's performance and making the needed optimizations. So, what are match types? Match types allow you to fine-tune which shopping queries that your ads are eligible to show against. You can use all match types for each keyword. Once the campaign is created, you won't be able to change the match types. You can, however, add keywords with different match types while a campaign is running. First, we have broad. A shopping query may match if it contains all the keyword terms in any order. Phrase. The shopping query must contain the exact phrase or sequence of words. And then exact. The shopping query must exactly match the keyword or sequence of words in order for the ad to show, and may also match close variations of the exact term. We also have negative keywords. Use negative keywords to exclude those queries to help refine your keywords and help your ads appear in more relevant placements. You can try negative phrase and exact match types. So let's go ahead and go through a quick example of how this might work to help you better understand what keywords in what match types you should be adding into your campaigns. On screen, you can see that in this example, we are advertising a red portable Bluetooth speaker and have the keyword that we've entered into our campaign is Bluetooth speaker. Let's look at what shopping queries this keyword would match with depending on what match type you have entered into your campaign. First, your ad would be eligible to display for the shopping query Bluetooth speaker for all three match types. There are no additional words, and it is exactly the same as your keyword. So far, pretty straightforward, right? Next is wireless Bluetooth speaker. Broad and phrase would be eligible to display because all the words in your keyword are included and the phrase Bluetooth speaker is still intact. Exact, however, would not be eligible to display because of the word wireless in the shopping query. For the shopping query Bluetooth red speaker, only broad would be eligible to display because the phrase is now separated by the word red and it is not exactly the keyword you entered. The last example is there to highlight the fact that some words such as and, as well as pluralization, do not impact the match type's eligibility to display your ad. Now that we've covered match types and how they impact your ad's ability to display, I want to walk through some quick scenarios to illustrate the methodology behind optimizing your keywords. If you have low impressions, there are some steps that you can take to improve that. You can add more keywords, you can consider using all three match types, and you can test increasing your bids. If you have low clicks, be mindful with the relevancy of the keyword. If you only have broad match, add phrase and exact as well. And then review your search term report to add more relevant keywords that are performing well. If you have high ACoS or low ROAS, pause keywords that don't convert if they've been running for at least 2 weeks. Add shopping terms that have low ACoS or high ROAS in exact match type, and then add negative keywords. Remember that manual targeting has two options. We already discussed keywords, but you can also target by ASIN and category. Product targeting allows you to manually target individual products or product categories so that your ads are eligible to appear on Amazon shopping results pages, as well as product detail pages, when the shopping queries used by shoppers have relevance with the product that you're targeting. This can help shoppers find your products when shopping for items on Amazon or browsing other product detail pages. With product targeting, you can target by ASIN to allow your ad to be shown to customers browsing specific products. In this case, when selecting your target, you'll be able to browse for specific ASINs from the list, upload a list of ASINs that's relevant to your campaign, or target products suggested by the system that are similar to the product in your ad. You can also choose to target by category, and in that case, you'll select a broad category that's relevant for the product that you're advertising to allow your ad to be shown to customers browsing any ASINs inside that chosen category. When choosing category targeting, you can refine categories to have greater control over when and where your ads appear. Depending on which sponsored ad solution and categories you're using, you'll have a different set of options. The last section that I want to cover is negative targeting. It's one that I really want to double down on because of its importance. Let's run through the main benefits of negative targeting. First is to help reduce ACoS. Use negative targeting to exclude certain shopping queries, brands, or products that you don't want your ads to show against if you identify that you're overspending and not converting into sales. Next is budget optimization. Negative targeting can help you optimize for more relevant and strategic clicks and optimize your targeting strategy and spend for each campaign. For example, for a non-branded campaign with generic keywords, you might want to use negative keywords with your own brand name. While for a cross-selling campaign with product targeting, you might want to use negative product targeting for similar brands or products. And then control targeting with placement optimization. Including a negative list of brands, products, and shopping queries helps your ad to display in shopping results and on product detail pages more related to your advertised product. For example, if your product is in a luxury or premium category and a higher price point, you might want to use a negative keyword targeting the term budget. Or for product-targeted campaigns, you might want to negative target brands that offer lower cost and lower profile products. So, to summarize, let's identify some scenarios that can show you how negative keyword targeting can help your campaigns. Scenario 1. Identify low-performing keywords in the search term report and add them as negative keywords. In our scenario, the targeted keywords were being broadly matched to cheap 50-inch television, which did not generate sales. The keyword cheap is not resulting in good performance, and it should be added as a negative keyword in all relevant sections. Scenario 2. In this scenario, the branded term Cool TV is matching with generic keywords, which can make it difficult to differentiate the performance of both campaigns. In this case, Cool TV should be added as a negative keyword in the generic campaign and added instead as a keyword in your branded campaigns. Then scenario 3. In the third scenario, the keywords 50-inch television are performing well, and there's no deviation from the objectives of this campaign. In that case, there's no actions needed. So let's wrap up the main takeaways from today's session. Start with your business objectives. Make sure to align your targeting methods with a goal to help you optimize and manage your campaigns more easily. Create multiple campaigns. Each campaign should have a unique goal and strategy based on the ASINs you're promoting. Create as many campaigns as you need to cover your goals and strategies. Use portfolios to manage budgets and reporting. Doing this can help you allocate budget to groups of campaigns as well as streamline reporting for future optimization. Then use campaign and ad group level settings together. Remember that some settings are available at either the campaign or the ad group level. You can use these settings together to help optimize your targeting. Leverage negative keywords. Consider adding negative keywords and products to further refine your targeting and help control your spend. Then measure and optimize. Optimize campaigns based on metrics against your goals, dialing up and down where needed to be more strategic about target and spend. As I pointed out a few times now, each of these points is crucial to helping you streamline and manage your advertising campaigns. By using the available tools and aligning them with your goals, you can create campaigns that are easy to optimize and help you grow your business.